Major changes are always preceded by warning signs. Before you collapse from a decline in health, you feel fatigue, headaches, and dizziness. Before a couple starts a relationship, they experience subtle mutual interest. Before asset prices surge, trading volume increases. Becoming rich is the same. There are specific signs that appear before you achieve wealth. If you are experiencing these signs, you can confidently say you will be rich someday. If you are not, you can work toward experiencing these phenomena. So what exactly are these signs? Who should you ask about this? Naturally, you should ask the wealthy. How about asking the person who knows the best way to become rich in the world? Not just someone with a lot of money. What about Bob Proctor? He is the real-life figure from The Secret, the world's most famous book on wealth. He is the world's greatest success guru. He is arguably the world's #1 instructor on how to get rich. If you are living life according to what Bob Proctor teaches, you have a high probability of becoming wealthy. Therefore, drawing from his book, The ABCs of Success, we will discuss the 3 phenomena that 90% of future millionaires experience. I am confident this video will clearly show you how to live your life to become rich. If you are excited, please subscribe and like this video. We will start immediately without delay. First, you take responsibility for everything. People who will become rich take responsibility for themselves. This does not mean self-blame or self-destruction by saying something like, "Oh, I am such an idiot." It means that when something goes wrong, you look for the cause and solution within yourself. You do not blame other circumstances or luck. There is only one thing you can change in this world. That is yourself. You must understand this fact before you begin. You cannot change anything else. The only thing in this world you can change is yourself. Think about it. Did trying to change other people ever work? It is hard enough to adjust even small things with family members you live with. How can you possibly change complete strangers? Invisible luck or macro-social changes? What will change and who will listen if you complain? This rotten capitalist system is corrupt. I failed at investing because of the interest rate hike. Of course, not every situation is your fault. Perhaps a terrible person at work is making your life difficult. You might think, why is this my fault when the entire environment is toxic? You are right. It is not your fault. However, no matter how bad the situation is or how unreasonable others are, you can always choose your attitude toward it. You could stress yourself out and ruin your day thinking, "I cannot stand this because of that person." Conversely, you could wonder, how did that person end up like that? You could feel compassion for them. Or, as I learned from a channel called Draw and Andrew, when a villain appears in your life, it is because you are the protagonist. You can protect your self-esteem with that thought. In any situation, you have the freedom to choose your attitude. This is true for your everyday moments, and even extreme life or death situations. In his book, Man's Search for Meaning, Dr. Viktor Frankl writes this: "Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms. To choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. To choose one's own way. Fundamentally, any person, even one in such miserable surroundings, can choose what he or she becomes mentally and spiritually. As Dr. Frankl said, you can choose your attitude in any situation. You will never become rich if you constantly blame the situation or others and run away from responsibility whenever things get tough. The wealthy do not get dragged along by circumstances. They lead and overcome the circumstances. The only secret to this is taking ownership. Whenever you encounter a problem in life, you must have the ownership mindset that this is my problem to solve. That is how you overcome situational difficulties and become wealthy. So if you are currently taking responsibility for your life and trying to solve problems on your own, you are doing well. Are you bravely confronting the challenges of life? Are you taking responsibility without making excuses by owning your part in the problem? This is the biggest sign you will become rich. Second, you are ridiculed by others. The wealthy are people who set outrageous goals and achieve them. They set goals so ambitious that others mock them, saying that will never happen. They have no sense of reality. Yet they are the ones who ultimately succeed. They are not people who analyze and calculate the logic of whether it will work. They are people who challenge the goal regardless of how impossible it seems. An English instructor used to greet his parents every day before leaving for work. The best English instructor in South Korea is going to work now. The instructor's mother would playfully scold him, saying, "Are you not tired of calling yourself the best?" This was understandable considering how many successful instructors there are. He was just an instructor at a small local academy. This instructor is now the chairman of D School and a multi-millionaire. John Sam Hyun Seong-won. Another story. A hungry young actor with no job wrote himself a check for $10 million. He put it in his wallet and committed, "I will earn $10 million within 3 years." He had no major roles and barely enough money for food. Do you not feel like telling him to get real? 3 years later, this actor received a $10 million salary for starring in Batman Forever. That young man was Jim Carrey. Like these examples, the wealthy set seemingly impossible goals and turn them into reality regardless of the mockery. They may have set such goals thoughtlessly, or perhaps because they were naturally optimistic. But this is a typical mindset that creates wealth. Bob Proctor says this: thinking from a state of desire is a creative life. Ignoring the ability to think from the result is like being trapped in a cage without seeing any possibility. You must think in reverse. You should not start from reality and only pursue things that seem realistic and possible. You should imagine the dream achieved, and then think and act in reverse about how you can reach that dream. If you consider what is possible based on your current reality, there is no answer. Is that not obvious? If you only have $1,000 in your bank account, thinking about becoming a $10 million millionaire naturally seems impossible. But if you only live realistically because there is no answer, you will probably never save $1 million or even $10 million in your lifetime. On the other hand, imagine I am a $10 million millionaire. What process did I go through to accumulate $10 million? A plan starts to form. You figure out that you first need to reduce expenses, find ways to increase income, and save seed money. Then you can calculate that an average annual return rate of a certain percentage will make you $10 million in a few years. The goal of $10 million is still far away, but you now have visible and concrete intermediate milestones. You know how much seed money you need, the required return rate, and how much time is necessary. This creates tasks you can do immediately. This generates action, and action slowly changes your life. You set goals and dream because you are unsatisfied with reality and want to change your life. Why would you judge your dreams based on reality? A dream is a dream precisely because it seems impossible to achieve. In his book, The Laws of the Winner, Bodo Schaefer says this: if you adjust your goal to your life, you will become like a pumpkin in a glass jar. You must adjust your life to your goal. If you desire $1, life will give you exactly $1. The wealthy do not adjust their dreams to their reality. They adjust their reality to their dreams. When they set unrealistic goals and others point fingers and call them crazy, they focus on how to achieve the dream and act on it. Do you have an unrealistic goal? Write your unrealistic goal in the comments below. Someone will likely come and leave a mocking comment. But what happens when you declare your goal publicly? This is a comment I left on a channel on June 6, 2021. I committed to reaching 10,000 subscribers within 1 year. As you can see, my subscriber count was only 56 at the time. Some might say 10,000 subscribers is nothing in a world full of 100,000 subscriber YouTubers. But anyone who has tried YouTube knows how difficult it is to go from 56 to 1,000. And exactly 1 year later, on June 6, 2022, my subscriber count was 18,157. Someone probably saw my comment and laughed at the 56 subscribers. However, when you abandon logic and start challenging yourself with an unrealistic goal, the miracle begins. So I will set one more outrageous goal. I will become a 10,000 subscriber channel. By the end of next year, December 31, 2026, I might not make it. To be honest, even as I say it, I wonder if it will truly be possible. But it does not matter. I have now truly learned that setting the goal first and thinking in reverse helps me strive harder and grow. Join me. Leave your outrageous goal in the comments. And whenever your goal feels distant, come back and read the comments again. Please also leave encouraging and supportive comments for others. Someone will definitely come and mock us, calling us crazy. So what? You can simply think, let them be a keyboard warrior while I achieve my dream. I guarantee this video's comment section will become a sacred space in 1 year, 2 years, or 10 years. Declaring an outrageous goal is a definite sign of becoming rich. Third, you are dissatisfied with your income. The final phenomenon experienced before becoming rich is dissatisfaction. The wealthy are all people who were dissatisfied with the money they were earning and pursued more. You might be thinking you should be grateful for what you have been given. A grateful heart is important, but gratitude and satisfaction are different. Be grateful for a job that acknowledges your skills and provides a stable salary. Be grateful that you can serve customers who seek you out, even if you do not earn a large amount of money. However, being grateful does not mean you should shut up and take whatever is given. You can pursue more while remaining grateful. You can be happy while pursuing more. You must not misunderstand the idea of being grateful for what you have as meaning. Just accept it and be satisfied, because your reality will not change. The wealthy are people who challenge this dissatisfaction. The dissatisfaction here is not simply about the amount of income. It is about who determines the money you earn. You should not allow others to determine how much you will earn. You must decide that for yourself. If you let someone else decide and you are dissatisfied with that, what should you do? You must break away from that and start your own venture. Most of us earn an amount determined by others. You receive only what the company or society determines, regardless of how much value you create. Even if you secure a $1 million project for the company, you will receive at most a $10,000 bonus. You can never become rich in a structure where someone else determines your income. The The wealthy strive to decide their own income. They start a business invest or create side income to earn as much money as they want. They find work where the value they create is fully recognized for their efforts, and they become wealthy through it. Do not misunderstand this and quit your job, thinking you should not work for someone else. You must maintain the stable pipeline of your salary, while finding additional ways to create value. The mentor for salaried millionaires once said that the path to success always has an overlap period. You first need to be an employee and an investor by balancing work and investment. When your investment income exceeds your salary, you transition to a full-time investor. After establishing a stable foundation as a full-time investor, you start a business, becoming an entrepreneur and investor. By going through this process, you gradually reduce the proportion of income determined by others and increase the proportion of income you determine yourself. That is the path to wealth. Do not let others determine your income. No matter how much you deny it, money is one of the most important factors in life. Will you let someone else decide something this important? The wealthy are all people who were dissatisfied with others, controlling their lives. They are the ones who completed a structure where they determine their income through hard work. Are you dissatisfied with your current income? Do you feel the desire to decide your own paycheck? That very feeling is the starting point on the road to becoming rich. The secret to wealth, commonly emphasized in legendary books about money, like The Secret Think and Grow Rich and Bob Proctor's The ABCs of Success, is thought. Thoughts create actions and actions change your life. So if you are exhibiting the thoughts and behaviors that the wealthy displayed before they became rich, you also show the sign of becoming wealthy. Take responsibility for yourself. The wealthy do not make excuses by blaming others or circumstances. The only thing you can change is yourself. The rich are people who overcome circumstances, not those who are dragged down by them. Set seemingly impossible goals that others ridicule. Setting a realistic goal in a poor reality will only result in a poor outcome. Set the goal first and then contemplate and act on how to achieve that goal in reverse. Do not let others determine your income. You must be able to directly determine your own income, based on the value you create to become rich. Bob Proctor's The ABCs of Success is a book that clearly teaches the wealth-creating mindset symbolized by the law of attraction. It is a book that provides good mindsets and methods that will change your life and bring wealth and success by shifting your paradigm. I recommend this book to our subscribers who want to awaken the energy of wealth and success in their subconscious and change their lives. Thank you.